This video is sponsored by Thao. Hi everyone, Thao here. I've been using the S20 Ultra for a few days now, and I thought I'd share my early impressions on the cameras. The S20 Ultra is capable of recording up to 8K video at 24 frames per second. The footage I've recorded does look good, but like most, I don't have an 8K monitor to truly appreciate those extra pixels. Most of you will probably stick to 4K, but for special occasions, the new 8K video snap feature can potentially change how you capture those special moments. Basically, inside any 8K video, you can take screenshots and end up with a 33 megapixel image, cutting down on the likelihood of you missing a moment. I love the idea, but I've been running into a lot of focus problems with video, especially if me or the subject are moving. Nothing will suck more than trying to snap a picture from your 8K video only to find out that perfect moment wasn't in focus. Regardless, the massive video resolution coming out of a smartphone is impressive. Just like the Sound Liberty 79 from today's video sponsor, Thao. These true wireless earbuds can stream sound for up to 8 hours, with the pocket-friendly case extending playtime up to an impressive 40 hours total. Their smart noise reduction technology blocks ambient noise by up to 96% and retains up to 95% of your voice, so others can hear you loud and clear. An IPX7 rating means they're ready for any weather condition or even the sweatiest of workouts. Throw in superb sound, touch controls, Bluetooth 5.0, USB-C, the ability to use each earbud individually, and these are offering a lot of value for $50. Check out the Sound Liberty 79 by clicking the link below. Moving on to selfies. I was super eager to test out the 40 megapixel front-facing camera. Early impressions, it can produce some really detailed photos when zoomed in. I mean, just look at some of these samples, especially when you view them on something like a 4K monitor. If you're just looking at it off your phone, which I assume most people will, I actually found myself preferring a lot of the 12 megapixel shots. The 40 megapixel selfies tend to be a little more overexposed at times. Here are some 12 megapixel daylight examples side by side with the Pixel 4 XL and iPhone 11 Pro. Beauty mode is off for all phones. The biggest takeaway for me is the skin smoothing a lot of people complain about in past Samsung smartphones has been toned down a lot. The colors also aren't as punchy as previous Samsung selfies, so you're getting a much more natural look. Okay, I've been testing the 100 times space zoom, and although I don't think 100 times zoom is practical for day-to-day use, I have to admit, it's pretty cool to zoom in on things like a telescope. I've actually been really impressed by the 5 times and 10 times hybrid optical zoom images. 30 times is totally usable too, just don't expect it to be as clear. I can see myself using the 10 times for something like a wedding, concert, or a sporting event where you obviously can't or don't want to get any closer. Or maybe you're just a spy and want to get photos like this. I had a lot of requests to test out the portrait mode, or what Samsung calls live focus, so here are some examples. I've always been impressed with the edge detection on previous Samsung smartphones, and it's been just as good so far. With enough separation between your subject and the background, the S20 Ultra actually has some really good natural bokeh or depth of field that I haven't seen on any other smartphone camera. It really makes whatever you're shooting stand out more. Another headlining feature on the S20 Ultra is the 108 megapixel main lens. The idea is that you can take a normal picture, then have the ability to zoom or crop into that photo and still have a high quality picture. The crop function is actually built right into the gallery, so just zoom in on any 108 megapixel image, then tap this icon and voila! Here's your cropped image that would be much less sharp on most other smartphones. Pretty cool! Unless you plan on cropping an image, like the selfies, I found the 12 megapixel shots to be more pleasing to look at with better exposure than the full 108 megapixel images. To wrap up, I've included some side-by-side night mode samples compared to the Pixel and iPhone. There are definitely improvements over last year's Note 10 Plus. I love that they finally added a long exposure timer and animation for the night mode shots, so you know exactly how long you need to stand still for. The samples I've shown should give you an idea of how these cameras will perform, but I'm going to continue to test these cameras right up until the phone's official release. I have a feeling Samsung is working hard on a final software update before the phone hits stores. These are just some early first impressions of the camera after a few days, so let me know what you think. If there's anything you want me to test out, drop it in the comment section. As always, thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, I'm out of here.